Okay, and hello, or rather good afternoon, goedemiddag is what we say in the Netherlands. I'm gonna switch things up a little bit today, and for my Duolingo lesson, I'm gonna do a lesson from the Vietnamese course for English speakers. As you can see, I've done some of the skills already. I have no idea how I have level 2 on plurals. I think maybe it just leveled up as I went through some of the skills. So let's start. I am on country 1, which I believe has 4 lessons in that skill. So we'll start with the first lesson in this. Actually, no, wait. It's got tips. Tips and notes. So countries 1. This is the note here. In general, most names of countries have origin from Sino-Vietnamese, and my Vietnamese pronunciation is pretty bad. So how do I say this? I think I heard this earlier and I said Chu Nom? I'm not sure.
Chữ nôm,
Chu Nom. Thus, many sound very similar to their counterparts in Chinese language. Yeah, tips and notes. The English for the Vietnamese tips and notes could be a little better, but they're not native English speakers, I think. For reference, here's a long list of Vietnamese names for countries and cities around the world. Vietnamese axonyms. Note, did not learn by heart. Most Vietnamese would not understand or use these Vietnamese written names, only a handful of those which will be taught here. For the rest of the countries and cities, you should use original English names, as that is how Vietnamese people preferably use. That is what Vietnamese people prefer to use, is what they want to say. Classifier for country is, I think, New York. I don't know. Let's see. I really am a beginner with Vietnamese, so.
nước,
Nước. It also means water, as you already learned. So, nước plus whatever in the brackets is the proper form to address a country to someone. Okay, so those are your notes here, and as I said, their English isn't perfect in their tips and notes, but you get the gist of it. Okay, so we will start. Oh, actually, here's their list of Vietnamese axonyms, and as they said, don't try to remember it all. It's a pretty big list. Just for amusement. I'm originally from Canada. I'm a Canadian living in the Netherlands. And here we go. Is how they say Canada in Vietnamese. Let's hear that. I'm guessing it's Gainadai?
Sanadai, Sanadai,
Oh, Zanadai.
Sanadai,
Zanadai. Oh, strange. And then these are some cities from Canada. Let's see. There's Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, Quebec. Yeah, I have the top 5. Let's see.
Tô Luân,
Toulon. Why is it just 2 syllables? They left off the. Okay, and Vancouver, Vancouver.
Văn Cầu, Văn Cầu,
Vancouver. Okay, and let's just look for. Let's see. I looked this up earlier. Looked at this earlier. Netherlands. They because these people originally, met people from the Netherlands when they were originally called Holland, when it was called Holland here. So very much like Chinese. My mom calls it Hunan, I think. Hunan. I can't remember if she says Hunan or if that's the Mandarin. Holland. So this is the Vietnamese. Holland.
Hà Lan,
Holland. Is that Holland? Let's see.
Hà Lan,
Holland. Or they might say
Hòa Lan,
Holland.
Hoa Lan,
Hoa Lan, or Ho Lang?
Hoa Lang,
Okay, interesting. So let's start our lesson for in Vietnamese, countries 1. Which of these is France? Oh, which is the French flag? Do you remember? Yeah. Oh, there's no audio. Huh? No audio. Yeah, it's kind of made it hard with some of the Duolingo courses when there's not enough audio. I got pretty far with the Irish course, but there's really not enough audio in there, and I don't know how they plan on fixing that. And hello, Epic Magikarp. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, do you know Vietnamese? I'm not really good at Vietnamese. It's a new language for me. Okay. So that's good. A lot of it sounds very much like Chinese. Pick any variant of Chinese. Just sounds like Chinese. So Spain is that Thai. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. I really wish they had the audio for me. That's the Spanish flag.
Bạn là người Pháp.
Bạn là người Pháp. Okay, Pháp Finland was France. So this probably means, are you French? Let's see. You, bạn, are người Pháp. Yep. Are you French? Are you French? That's good. I really don't know a lot of Vietnamese. Somehow I got through the skills. But yeah, so this is Are You French? Yay, got it right. So the reason I'm learning Vietnamese actually, and I actually thought about learning it for a while and I actually kept putting it off, is, well, growing up I knew some Vietnamese people and a lot of them seem to have a chip on their shoulder, and I think I know why. There's a lot of tension between Vietnamese and Chinese. But funny enough, I suspected for a while that my family might be part Vietnamese, probably going way, way back because we're originally from southern China. My parents are originally from Guangdong province. And when I was really little, one day I'm in the kitchen and I was eating, and it's summertime. My dad says to me, "You look Vietnamese," like just out of the blue. So I was just like, "What?" And then I was like, it was summertime, and as a kid, and I spent a lot of time out in the sun during the summer, and I was really tan and really dark, so I guess I must have looked a little Vietnamese. And actually, even to this day, some people think I look a little Vietnamese. And so interesting enough, we weren't completely wrong on that. I did a DNA test on 23andMe last year and found out that, well, I'm about 79% Han Chinese, mixed with Chinese dye and mixed with some Vietnamese and probably some other Southeast Asian. So that was interesting. That was kind of amusing. And if you can make your way through Chinese, Weijing's a Chinese DNA company, so I ported my information over there, and they have a few other ethnic groups that are in China. So they compared your DNA with those, and those ethnic groups in China are closely related to Southeast Asians. So I think to this day, I think I'm going to say I'm more Southeast Asian with some Han Chinese, depending on which DNA company you do your test with. So I figure I might as well learn some Vietnamese. And actually, one of my closest friends, she is actually part Vietnamese. Her grandmother, I think she said her grandmother was Vietnamese. I don't remember which side, but she's 25% Vietnamese, I would say. So I said, maybe we're more related than we thought. Anyway, so let's hear this Vietnamese sentence.
Bạn là người Pháp.
Are you French? Epic Magikarp, what's your motivation for learning Vietnamese? So Germany.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Country. Okay. We learned this was Spain. Yeah. So why do we?
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
I guess we have to say. I'm gonna check my tips and notes again. So do we have to say country there? No. Nothing. Country. Classifier for country. Yeah. Yeah. So that's just the classifier. So this just means Spain, because I don't think you would say anything else. Make it easier, yeah. Do they mean of Spain? I don't think so.
Bạn đến từ đâu?
Then to
Bạn đến từ đâu?
then to dong. So where? You? Where? So where are you from? You could say where do you come from? So let's put that. Where do you come from? Where are you from? Where do you come from? Where do you come from is what they want. Harder, where do you come from? Are you French? See, my knowledge of Chinese is just overriding how I probably should pronounce this in Vietnamese. So I probably just sound like a Chinese person speaking Vietnamese. Which is true. I want to hear this.
Bạn là người Pháp. Bạn là người Pháp.
Okay.
Cô ấy là người Đức.
This is German. Okay, German. So this is is that she? I can't remember. Yeah, she is German. Or we can say she's German. There you go. My parents live in Spain. Oh no, see that this is where I'm gonna screw up a lot, I think. I don't remember a lot of the Vietnamese. Parents live in Spain. Okay, well, we know this means Spain. We just learned that. Okay, we need the classifier. So it's probably this one, right? Because you need the classifier for Spain. My parents live in Spain. I'm gonna try this one and see if I get it right. No. Okay. What's this prediction? I guess you don't need the classifier there, actually, in that case. They're saying in Spain, not something like the Spain or Okay, let's hear this.
Bố mẹ tôi sống ở Tây Ban Nha. Bố mẹ tôi sống ở Tây Ban Nha.
Try to remember. Just because this one might mean parents. That might mean parents. That mean parents? No, that's I live. Okay. Live in Spain. Okay, so sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. So this means live. Wait, which was that? I should just do this. So I think this is live. Yeah. And then this is mom, father. So my father and mother, my parents. Bumatoy is my parents. That would be my parents there. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's restart. Okay, Germany. Spain.
Bố mẹ tôi sống ở Tây Ban Nha.
Okay, yeah. So we learned this one just a little while ago. My parents live in Spain, right?
Bố mẹ tôi sống ở Tây Ban Nha.
Bọn tôi sống Tây Ban Nha. Tây Ban Nha. I guess I can see how that sounds like Spain. Tây Ban Nha. Yeah, I think my mom would say Spain is like, she would probably pronounce Spain like Sabania or something. And she pronounced France like France. It's actually kind of cute and funny at the same time. Okay, my parents live in Spain. Okay, France. Look on, that's England. Yep, England. Right. So in Cantonese, actually, England would be Yingguok. Ying is like, because the word in England, ing sounds like ying to the Cantonese, so they say Yingguok, and guok means country.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Thank you. This is here.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Nước Tây Ban.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Okay. I don't really have a Vietnamese keyboard set up right now. No, I don't actually. Let me see what I have. I have my Chinese and Korean one. Oh, I have my Korean one. I just don't have the Vietnamese one set up yet. I'll have to set it up tomorrow then. Okay. Continue.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
I come from Spain. I come from Spain. There we go.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Right. Is this like toy or toy?
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Okay. She comes from France. What's that one? Classifier for a country, France. She comes from France. Yay.
Cô ấy đến từ nước Pháp.
She comes from France. Okay.
Cô ấy đến từ nước Pháp.
Okay, she. Oh, this one means arrived, actually. That's funny. Okay, 10, 2, 1. Okay, she comes from
Cô ấy đến
France.
từ nước Pháp.
His headphones are a little tight right now for some reason. Okay. I like French and German. Okay, so they all have French. France. 10, 10 top would be French. It's this one. Was I French and German? I don't think it's this one. For some reason, I don't think it's that one. And then it's between these two, and it doesn't seem right. I think it's this one. Yay. Now let's just hear Google Translate. Read this to me.
Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức. Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức.
Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức.
Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức.
Okay. Yay, 10 in a row. Oh, okay. So this is probably Germany. Is a country in Europe. Yep, Germany is a country in Europe. Is a country in Europe. Yeah, I actually got to visit Germany back in December and visit their Christmas markets. Actually, it's really cute. It's cute and interesting. See, the Netherlands doesn't do a very big Christmas celebration. They kind of do their gift giving earlier in like December 5th on Sinterklaas Day, like St. Nick's Day, and then for Christmas Day, it's the 25th. That's the first day of Christmas for them. They just spend it with their family, and I guess they don't do a big turkey dinner like we do in North America, and so they don't do a lot of Christmas celebration here. So I went off to Germany for the Christmas markets to take a look at what they had. It was pretty fun. It's cute. Reminded me of some things back home. In Canada, we have the Canadian National Exhibition, and so it kind of reminded me of like a really small version of that. So it was cute. I might have to go again next year. So okay, we learned this. It's probably this one. I don't know what that means, but this looks like the one they were showing us. But I think they left this off last time, didn't they? They just gave us this part. Let's check. Yay, next one.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Okay, this is Spain. Man drinks French wine. I don't remember the word for drink. This is going to be hard for me. I'm going to have to restart again. So French wine. I think it's between these two. I think it's this one. No. Oh, I'm sad. Actually, it is this one. I really don't remember any of it. The man, okay. I had a feeling it was man. So this is drinks. Right? Because that was all. Yeah, so it's this part that was tricky. And wine is this one. Alcohol.
Rượu. Rượu.
Rượu.
Rượu. Rượu.
Interesting pronunciation.
Rượu.
It sounds like Zul. Zul.
Rượu.
Okay. So let's hear this whole sentence though.
Người đàn ông uống rượu Pháp.
Người đàn ông uống rượu Pháp. Oh, that's so sad. I'm going to start over again. Hopefully I don't get anything wrong again. Okay, let's start. Pháp. Germany. Okay.
Người đàn ông uống rượu Pháp.
The man drinks. We just saw this. The man drinks French wine. So we see the man. Oops. No, the man drinks French wine. Yay! Spain. España.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
I come from Spain, right? I come from Spain. I come from Spain. You can double check that. I come from Spain. You don't see the word for country. You don't see the word for one. Definitely don't see the word for Vietnamese. And I don't believe this word for America is not in here. I come from Spain.
Nước Đức.
Okay, Germany, right? Classifier, meaning country, and Germany. So this, if you know any kind of Chinese, I think Cantonese is de gok. De gok. So it's just because I think in German they call it Deutschland, right? So in Cantonese Chinese they say de gok. They just take the de part, and guok, like I said, means country. So I guess the Chinese is the country. Just like England is the yin country. I think the thing is they're actually trying to call a country by its own name and not give it, some kind of weird name in Chinese. so it just comes out sounding like yin guak, de guak, de guak. The parents live in Spain. Okay, we learned this, and I got this wrong earlier, but it should be this one. Let's see. Okay. Let's hear this. Okay, Google, read this to me.
Bố mẹ tôi sống ở Tây Ban Nha.
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 Okay, so this is probably America. Well, country, probably America. Right, yeah. So that's another one. So in Cantonese, the U.S. is Mei Guak, because they just took the America part, the M part from the country's name. So this is America. So yeah, don't remember anything. You have the audio. Produces many computers. America, produces many computers. Yes, different than America produces many computers. No word for one. I believe the word for you is there. Vietnam's not there. And no. America produces many computers. Okay, I come from Spain. I believe it's that one. We learned that just a little while ago. No, I want to listen to this.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha.
Tôi đến từ Tây Ban Nha. Continue.
Nước Pháp.
France.
Nước Pháp. Nước Pháp.
Is it nước or nước? Nước Pháp.
Nước Pháp.
France. Next. America. Yeah, I don't know how they pronounce that. Check that in a second. Megwak is the Cantonese. Let's see, Vietnamese here.
Nước Mỹ.
Nước Mỹ.
Nước Mỹ.
Nước Mỹ. Okay, that's America.
Bạn đến từ đâu?
Into you. Yeah.
Bạn đến từ đâu? Bạn đến từ đâu?
Don't. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? And I really feel like when I'm reading the Vietnamese that, like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound the way it's written.
Bạn đến từ đâu?
And I'm wondering, I'm trying to remember if this romanization system for Vietnamese came about from French rather than English. So if you're a native French speaker, maybe this reads a little better for you.
Bạn đến từ đâu?
And where do you come from? Next, I come from Vietnam. So I didn't do. It's probably that, right? And that is come from. I come from Vietnam. Yeah. See, actually, my friend was born in Vietnam, and her family moved to Canada. I don't know when her family moved to Canada actually, but she was born in Vietnam.
Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức.
So this is French. Tieng means language, so then it's France, so it would be French. So language of France, French, and German. So something I like.
Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức. Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức. Tôi thích tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức.
Okay. I like French and German. I like French and German. Yay, we're getting there. The man comes why so mean? Okay, I forgot everything. So a man. So they're saying what for this course in Vietnamese in particular, when they want you to say a in English, they will throw in the word for one here. So it's not going to be this one, right? This is what the course contributors have said. So this is a man comes from, it's probably this one, Germany, and a woman, right? Người phụ nữ is woman, comes from Vietnam. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I think it's that one. Yay! Okay, I want to hear oops, can you hear this one? It's a long sentence.
Một người đàn ông đến từ Đức và một người phụ nữ đến từ Việt Nam.
That is a mouthful, for sure.
Một người đàn ông đến từ Đức và một người phụ nữ đến từ Việt Nam. Một người đàn ông đến từ Đức và một người phụ nữ đến từ Việt Nam.
I don't think I can pronounce that very
Một
well.
người đàn ông đến từ Đức và một người phụ nữ đến từ Việt Nam.
I have to listen to a lot more Vietnamese. Okay.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
I think I know how to spell that. I just don't know where all the accents are.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Yeah.
Nước Tây Ban Nha.
Yeah. So that means Spain. Let's check. Yay. I like French and German. So we learned this one means like. So it's probably not these two. I like, and Teng Fap. Teng means language, and Fap is France, language of French, language of France, and the language of Germany. So I like French and German. Yay! Okay, where do you come from? I think it's this one. Come from. This is you. And I don't know a lot of Vietnamese, like I said, but there's different ways to say you. Many more different ways to say you in Vietnamese. I guess it's because do they actually have real pronouns, or are they like Korean, where Korean doesn't really use pronouns? It's kind of like saying, if you want to say she in Korean, it's more likely, it's like saying that girl or that woman or that man or this man. So I wonder if it's like that. But there's also formal registers in Vietnamese. Yes, so that's the correct one. Listen to this.
Bạn đến từ đâu? Bạn đến từ đâu? Bạn đến từ đâu?
Let's say it differently than the Duolingo one. Okay, I think we finished. Yay! I managed to finish one lesson in Vietnamese for English speakers. And there's my streak again. 1914-day streak. Yay. Okay. And lesson complete. 10 experience points. And combo bonus, 5 experience points. Got 15 experience points today. And I earned 1 ringgit. Yay! Continue. Hey, that wasn't too painful. I'm still a long way from being able to speak Vietnamese. Not sure I ever will, actually. I mean, it depends if I ever go there. Okay, so that is my lesson for today. That was Vietnamese for English speakers. And, actually, there was one other thing I was going to do today. Some people often wonder, they're like, I finished a course in French on Duolingo. What do I do next? Because I want more vocabulary, because Duolingo only really gives you some basic vocabulary. I think even for like the Vietnamese course here, let's see how much vocabulary they have in here. How many actual words did they tell me? No, they're not telling me how many words. Lexems is, even just like lexems is like a total of 1,600. So that's not a lot of vocabulary in the grand scheme of something. And I think, for like English, French, Spanish, German, well, basically the Indo-European languages, say, you learn about 2,000 words, you could probably read the newspaper in that language. It's not quite the same for Chinese, actually, because it would be, 2,000 words, yes, but not 2,000 characters. You might need to know a few more characters. And even some of the characters that are the same that come up repeatedly, you have to get used to the new words they form when they're with a different word, when they're put with a different character. And characters in Chinese are syllables, actually, and very much like with Vietnamese. You look at it and it looks like, there's spaces, but those are actual syllables. So they're writing Vietnamese syllable by syllable. So you don't want to learn 2,000 syllables in Vietnamese and think you can read the newspaper. That's not going to happen. You need to know 2,000 words, which may consist of more than one syllable. Now, it's something like Chinese and even probably Japanese, you need to know the characters. So you're going to need to know probably more characters. I don't know, roughly 2,000. I'd say if you learn maybe 5,000 characters in Chinese, you should be able to read the Chinese newspaper. Traditional or simplified. I mean, if you learn the traditional set, you might as well you can learn the simplified set. But it's gonna be a while before I can. So people often ask, what they do after they go on Duolingo and they finish the course. And they're like, I want to learn some more French words, or I want to learn some more German words. So there is something called Clozemaster, with a Z, Cloze. Clozemaster.com. Oh, yeah, let's go. And it'll bring me to my dashboard, actually. It's going to take a while. Why are you taking so long? So, yeah, see, I have Netherlands from English, Dutch from English for my Clozemaster. So you can go on there and you can pick one of these languages, pick your language that you're learning. So let's say, well, I'm learning Dutch, but say you're learning French, so French or English, you can pick that. Now, if you want to learn it from a different language, I guess you can switch this around, right? So let's say Espanol. There we go. So let's say you want to, French. There you go. So if you want to do French or Spanish, there you go. But anyways, so on my dashboard is I have Dutch on here, and kind of like on Duolingo, I want to go a little crazy on the languages. Mostly because I want to hear what the languages sound like before I decide which one I want to study. So, and a lot of them sound interesting. I'm just not really sure about studying some of them yet. So after Duolingo, what do we do? I go to Clozemaster and do some Dutch. So this is my Dutch for English, and this is how it works. This is the fluency fast track. So they put Clozemaster is based on sentences. So they'll introduce new vocabulary to you in context in a sentence. And they kind of ported these sentences over from tatuba.com, which is a, Tuba, no, actually, is it .com? I don't remember. Oh, there it is, tutuba.org, actually. Hurry up. So yeah, tatuba.org, and you can register. I can log in, but I don't feel like it. So they ported these sentences over from tatuba.org, where people can contribute. You can contribute by adding in a sentence in a language that you're learning and waiting for somebody to translate it for you. So they're giving you a random sentence. I guess this is a random Russian sentence. And someone's put the English translation, like to invite my friends home, and then there's indirect translations. So this is the original sentence, somebody translated it into English, and somebody came and translated from English to some other language. These are the indirect ones of that. So anyways, Clozemaster has taken the sentences from Tatuba. I don't know how they pick them. I don't know if anyone's how much moderation they do on the sentences in Clozemaster. But anyway, so you can do fluency fast track. So approximately 7,820 words in context, and they give you sentences. You can click play here, and you can test your listening. You can test just the vocabulary. They also have a speaking component. But now the speaking component is they're telling me one round of speaking practice per week for free. And for the listening is 1 round of listening per day. So you can pick that, and then you can select that. I don't think I can change this because I have the free one. Yeah, 10 sentences per round. And you can select multiple choice or text input. I always select text input because if you have problems, you can click on I believe they put a question mark box. You can click on that, and it'll switch it to multiple choice for you. And you get more points for typing in the text input than you do for multiple choice. Score 2 times the points with text input. So you can do that. And then also on this course, they split this down into most common words. So like 1 to 100 most common words. And you actually can see that I actually did all of this one for the Dutch one. There wasn't a lot of sentences actually for that. 369 sentences. This is how many I played. I played 369 sentences, and then I mastered 369 sentences, and you master them by you'll see when I do it, you'll see the bar go up from like I guess 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%, and then they consider that when you get to 100%, they basically say you mastered that sentence. So and as you can see, you go down, you have some sentences that contain the most common words. So now the way Clozemaster works is they give you a sentence and one word is missing, and you got to figure out what the missing word is. Which it's kind of fun if you like your word games. So I will do. Actually, yeah, I'll do the fluency fast track. 10,001 for review. Okay. I've just been trying to throw a lot of new vocabulary at me to at least have the first exposure to the new vocabulary, but I really should do the review sometime too. Anyway, so we'll do the fluency fast track. I'll click on play. I want the listening component because I always have more problems listening. I think my listening for languages has gotten a lot better over the years of practicing now. And I will do, 10 cents per round. Like I said, I can't change that because I have a free membership. And text input. And I will listen first.
Ze schept op over hoe knap ze is.
And then they'll show you the sentence. Oh, yeah, she boasts about her beauty.
Ze schept op over hoe knap ze is.
And, okay, so if I get something wrong, there's an option in here that if you get it wrong, it'll highlight it in red. If it's right, then it goes that. But I think she said...
Ze schept op over hoe knap ze is.
I think that's what she said. It looks like that's right. So this sentence in Dutch is a new sentence for me. Ze schept op over hoe knap ze is. Knap means handsome, pretty. That I wouldn't translate. I mean, literally translated, it would be she boasts over is about how pretty she is. And knap actually means handsome. So I don't know why they use knap. I guess they can use knap for a girl here. I mean, why wouldn't they say mooi? Mooi is the word, this word is. Yeah, I kind of agree that robot voice is not very good. It's really good to have other resources. I don't know if you've tried using the Teach Yourself books in audio. That kind of helps. I had the Dutch one for that. But it depends. I guess it depends on who contributed to the Teach Yourself books. I mean, my boyfriend didn't like the Teach Yourself Mandarin book at all. It wasn't written by Chinese persons either, so it was written by some English school teacher, I guess, and he didn't like that one. Yeah, no, a lot of people complain about the Duolingo robot voice, but I think some courses actually have, like, I think for the Irish course, the reason there's not a lot of audio on the Irish Duolingo course is because they actually hired somebody to go into the studio and actually record the audio. So that's why there's not a lot of audio. So I mean, I guess there's a drawback and a plus side. So I think with the Irish course, it actually really sounds like an Irish person, but then there's not a lot of audio all over the course, and then you're trying to do something, you're like, I want to hear this. Yeah, no. Actually, one of the first things, I was hesitant to use Duolingo at first, actually, because this is like, wait, this sounds horrible. And I also kind of felt like, there's not enough learning in context, like immersion, learning through immersion, where you're in an environment where it's totally in the language that you're trying to learn. I feel like Duolingo, like, it concentrates a lot on translating, right? And I guess it's fun. You want to do that, but I guess after a while, if you have external resources to use, that helps you. You just have to look for them, I think, and it gets easier, I guess. I mean, there are resources here in the Netherlands that I would never have found back home or back in Canada. So anyway, so I believe this is the correct one for this.
Ze schept op over hoe knap ze is.
Over hoe knap ze is. But the Dutch word for beautiful is mooi. And I typed that up there. So I don't know why they use knap, but whatever. So next one.
Ik denk dat ik nu ga.
Ik denk dat ik nu ga. Yeah, that. I think. Yeah, I think I'll be going now.
Ik denk dat ik nu ga.
It was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, is this even a real person?
Ik denk dat ik nu ga.
Okay,
Zie je? Dat was toch niet zo moeilijk.
was toch niet zo moeilijk. Yeah, do you see? That wasn't so hard. That's the Dutch.
Zie je?
So,
Dat was toch niet zo moeilijk.
I'm just going to do one of these Clozemasters.
Is dit een hengst of een merrie?
Is dit een hengst? I never learned this before. Is dit een hengst of een
Is dit een hengst of een merrie?
merrie? Really? Okay.
Is dit een hengst of een merrie?
They're saying this means, is this a stallion or a mare? Those are new words for me. Is this a stallion, hengst? Hengst? Of een merrie, a mare? Okay.
Het is buiten pikzwart.
Oh, pik. Zwart. Pik zwart. It's a funny expression in a way. It's like pitch black outside. Okay, so in Dutch, this is het means it. Is. Buiten means outside. And pikzwart, they use pikzwart to say it's pitch black outside. Zwart actually means black. And so Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's German, and Schwarz means black. So
Het is buiten pikzwart.
I don't know what the rest of his name means though.
Ze speelde een wals op de piano.
Spilled in vaults. In vaults. Oh, vaults. How did you say this?
Ze speelde een wals op de piano.
In vaults. Ze speelde een vals op de piano. She played a waltz on the piano. Yep.
Ze speelde een wals op de piano.
Egg? Sorry. You lost me there.
Ik won de lotto.
Lotto. That was easy.
Ik won de lotto.
I wish they wouldn't show me the sentence right away. I'm gonna have to look away from my screen when they speak to me.
Er moet inderdaad wat gedaan worden aan het probleem. Maar dit is met een kanon op een mug schieten.
Okay. Which one's missing? That's a long one. Worden aan het. Maar dit is met een kanon op een. Oh, yeah, this is like.
Er moet inderdaad wat gedaan worden aan het probleem. Maar dit is met een kanon op een mug schieten.
Een Oh, I think a mug is a fly. So this English translation, obviously, it's an expression. Obviously, this is an expression in Dutch, and they're translating with some kind of equivalent expression in English, cracking a nut with a sledgehammer. So you can't literally look at this literally.
Er moet inderdaad wat gedaan worden aan het probleem. Maar dit is met een kanon op een mug schieten.
Something er moet gedaan worden. Something really should be done about the problem. On het probleem, maar dit is met een kanon. That's actually really funny. This is me. But this is cracking a nut with a sledgehammer, and the Dutch is saying it's like shooting. This is schieten means to shoot. So in the Dutch expression, they're saying it's like shooting a fly with a cannon. Okay, I gotta actually save this. I'm gonna actually save this. I gotta send this to somebody. Yeah, I want to save that and send that off because that's funny. Okay.
Ga je vannacht gekheid uithalen of doe je het rustig? Ga je vannacht gekheid uithalen of doe je het rustig?
Heckhide? Did he say heckhide? Oh yeah, shenanigans. Okay. Ga je vannacht heckhide uithalen of doe je het rustig? Are you up to any shenanigans tonight, or are you having a quiet one? Or, yeah, okay.
Ga je vannacht gekheid uithalen of doe je het rustig?
Okay, can't think of a better way to translate this in English. Literally, this is Haya, are you going? Vannacht, tonight. Heckhide, I guess, means shenanigans, or literally, heck means crazy, and hide is kind of like Schoonheid means beauty. Like schoon means beautiful, and schoonheid means beauty. So it just turns something into a noun. So hek means crazy. So hekheid would be like craziness, I guess, shenanigans. Uithallen is literally like haul out, right? Of or and doya, are you doing het rustic, the quiet, or actually are you of doya het rustic, or are you doing it quietly? So yeah, are you up to any shenanigans today, or are you having a quiet one? Hekheid.
Ga je vannacht gekheid uithalen of doe je het rustig?
Pokemon in Dutch. Okay. I don't know if you're interested in some crazy thrillers. There's a Dutch sort of thriller TV show. I'm having trouble finding really good Dutch TV shows actually and movies here. They like their dramas a lot, and I like science fiction and fantasy. But there's a TV show called The 12 on Oldenheim. I don't know if you can find it anywhere. It's on Videoland here in the Netherlands, and I think that's just for the Dutch. Yeah, so there's the Videoland one. I might actually be signed in. So The 12 on Oldenheim. It's a bit of a mystery and a thriller. Basically, starts off with this teenage girl disappearing, and they don't know where she is and what happened. And then basically, I guess in each episode, people go missing, and they're trying to figure out. So at first, they're like, okay, teenage girl goes missing. Okay, that's kind of, that's okay. That's not normal, but that's a simple case. And then somebody else goes missing, and then somebody else goes missing, and then they the main guy here, he comes in and he has to investigate, and he's like, what is going on in this town? And but it all starts when this girl comes back to Oldenheim after being away for like, I guess she says 7 or 8 years. She's a journalist, so she was away. What's the English expression again? Embedded. She was an embedded journalist in like Iraq or something. So, and then she comes back after 7 or 8 years. So all these people start going missing after she comes back, right? So these are the two main characters, and it was quite an interesting show. Actually, one of the best ones I've seen here. I don't want to watch. I mean, I should watch Dutch soap operas, I guess, and get more language practice. But anyways, 12 Fun on the High was really good. And they had a second series with a similar kind of theme, which was the 12 Fun Schouwen. That one was also interesting. This one, actually, what happens is some years back, two teenagers go missing, a teenage girl and a teenage boy. But then some years later, this guy comes back in town, shows up in Schavendam, and they think he was the missing boy. And then some things start happening. Somebody dies, and some other people start dying, and they're trying to figure this out. So those two are actually really interesting Dutch shows. Yeah. If you're interested in learning Dutch.
Ga je vannacht gekheid uithalen of doe je het rustig?
Gekheid.
Vroeger reed mijn vader een kever.
I'll have to remember gekheid for for some of the people that come to the city and just party. Vroeger reed mijn vader een...
Vroeger reed mijn vader een kever.
Kever?
Vroeger reed mijn vader een kever.
Kever, right? That's what they call one of those beetle cars. They call it a kever.
Vroeger reed mijn vader een kever.
Vroeger means like before, previously. And reed is the past tense of rijden in Dutch, meaning to drive. So to drive, when you say you drive a car in the Netherlands, you say rijden. And, you know, you might be thinking, and it gets confusing because you think rijden and then you think in English to ride. And actually, it's kind of funny. The Dutch might accidentally say ride a car in English. They'll say that in English, which is really funny. Like, no, you mean he drove his car? Yeah, because we don't ride a car in English. We drive the car. We ride bicycles. So yeah, both that goes both ways. Vroeger reed mijn vader een kever. My dad used to drive a beetle. Okay, so this is how Clozemaster works. If you've done your Duolingo course for your language and you're like, okay, I want to learn more. And so you can go to Clozemaster and do this, and you'll learn some vocabulary in context in certain sentences, and with some English translations that people have put up on Satuba. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, actually. And you'll have to just use your use what you learned to translate the sentence. So that's it. And they show you your progress. There's my stats, there's my score, there's my progress. Fast track. Okay, 4,934 sentences. So I'm making my way through, I guess 63% of that. Hey, master, don't too worried about that right now. These are other stats for, leaderboard stuff, if you really care. I don't. It's amusing, but I don't really care. You can also try to keep a streak on here if you want. They don't really give you anything for having a streak on Clozemaster, actually. So, and I think maybe the minute they stop giving me lingots for my streak on Duolingo, I might actually not care after, but I might still keep doing it anyways, just in case they decide to give me stuff again for the streak. So, actually, that happened to my boyfriend. He was on Duolingo for a while, and then they actually, I guess they did the A/B testing, and they put him in the other one, and they actually stopped giving him lingots for his streak. So he said, "Screw that! I'm not going to bother." And I'm like, "But that's okay." I thought you were trying to learn a language. Well, I don't. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, so that's how Clozemaster works. And so when you're done your Duolingo course and you want to know, like I said, you want to know what else you can do to keep learning a specific language, you can do that. Anyways, so that's my Duolingo lesson for today. I did a lesson in Vietnamese for English speakers, and then just demonstrated Clozemaster for people. So that's it. I am going to take a break and send me a medal. Okay, yeah, so that's my lesson for today, and I will be back later. I actually kind of need to catch up on the Monster Hunter World. I finished the main story, and I want to start Iceborne, but there's a bunch of little things that I need to do in that game before I start Iceborne. So I will be back, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching.